How important is unlearning for learning anything? Is it important, or we can always learn something as a kid and that can grow further with added on experiences and it can help us to become what we want to be? Is unlearning important? Is learning something new requires you to unlearn an old pattern? Let's understand this today in this video. Hi, I'm Dr. Deepa Shetty here and I'm a health counselor. So let's understand what is unlearning all about and why is it important. First of all, we all start as a kid with certain sets of behaviors and habit patterns which our mothers have taught us. And when she taught us, she thought that has helped her in her life. They thought, our parents thought, that this is how they learned it from their parents and this is what has helped them. And sometimes it's just a routine which has been followed, like a normal getting up in the morning, brushing your teeth, getting up and getting ready for your work. As we grow, according to the sets of patterns which we have in our life, we change it or we address it or grow further. But some of the things remain with us because that's what we got comfortable with and that's what the routine is all about. But today, when we see smallest thing like the change in the technology from the phone which used to take, there was this landline phone which we used to have as when I was growing up, and from there we have come to the mobile. So from learning to use a landline to learning to use a mobile phone, there had to be a certain sets of unlearning happening there and learning into new things. So unlearning, even the normal computer which we use nowadays, it requires to be updated regularly. Your phones require to be updated regularly because there are new things which keeps coming. The mobile network from 2G transferred into 4G. So there is an updated version of an existing pattern and existing softwares which you use. So learning is an important part because every day the world is changing. Every day our set of beliefs are challenged by the changing world, and if you don't change with the changing scenario around it, you will be made to face with a situation which you don't know how to handle. So it's very important that you remain in tune with align yourself with whatever is happening around so that you will be able to take the journey very efficiently and effortlessly. So you don't feel like you are somebody who's new to this world and you're trying to find somebody who is according to you, or you are somebody who doesn't know how to exist because the world around is changing. It's the simpler thing, like today when I have to talk to my daughter, the language she's speaking is of something which she's trying to grasp from today's thing, and I am speaking from what I have learned from outside, from my childhood. So even the max problems which he solves as a new technique now. So it's very important that we really learn which is right now in the present. So whatever in the past is bad, that's not what I'm speaking. What I'm speaking is to remain in line with the present. It's important to learn new things, and sometime to make a space for new learning, it's important to remove something which is outdated. Otherwise, even your computer cannot get updated. Something which is not working for you right now has to be removed to give a space to something new. So the smaller example can be, brushing your teeth with a datoon was something which was done long back, and then we had brushes, and now we have different technology of brushes which we have. So it is important that you remain in alignment. It's not that we can't brush like that. Now the older things are coming with a new format, so even that can be put into a new format. But it's important that because everything around us is aligned with the new thing, you also align yourself with the new thing. And for that, learning new thing, unlearning an old pattern is important. Like, if you take a box out there, and you want to put ball in it, if it is already filled with a lot of balls, like if I have to give an example of, if I have to, if I have to put this in this box, it can go only when it is empty out here. If it is filled completely like this thing doesn't have a space here. So if for us to really put something new out there, something has to be removed. So mind health is all about that. Some belief systems, something which was working for you yesterday may not work for you today. So removing that and making space for the new one is important. But how do you do it? Sometimes it's just in habit unconsciously, and you are not able to remove that. So what's important that time is just learn the new thing. Like if it's a telephone wire which has to be put, new telephone wire has to be put. They don't try to remove the old one because it's an effort to remove an old one and then put a new one. They just put the new one. The old one gets extinguished. Like if I have to give an example of, if I am used to traveling to my clinic in one path, so tomorrow if somebody wake me up from a sleep also, I will travel through that path only because consciously my brain has got habituated to that path. But if my clinic shifts, first 2 days it will be difficult to travel to a new path, to a new place. My car will come to this old path only. But once I start taking a new path consciously every day and overwhelm my brain into the new path only, just force yourself to the new path, what happens is eventually you will take the new path next time. So that's how a learning of new habit pattern can be. Rather than working on removing the old habit, just do the new one, and it will be daunting and very difficult, and you'll feel a force in the initial phase. But later on, you will get used to the new one. And it's very important that you keep yourself updated with the new thing which are working for you. A new belief system which can make your life easier and effortless, and the old patterns will extinct itself because you are working and behaving from a new one. So first few days it will be very uncomfortable, but then you will see it's working for you. I'm not saying everything out there which is been learned is wrong, or it's not something which is working. There are many learning and teaching which I took as a kid from a story still remains with me, and it really still helps me. But at the same time, I'm open to the new ones. I'm really open to the new ideas, and for me to remain open to the new ideas, I need to remain little detached to the old ones. Otherwise, nothing new can come in because the box is full. So, unlearning can be very easy when you take a step towards a new learning, and the older one do get extinguished because they are not serving you any new purpose. So by this I mean, even the habit pattern of suppose you want to remain healthy by eating food which are healthy. Sometimes it's difficult because you are used to eating, suppose, morning heavy breakfast and heavy dinner. So first few days it will be so difficult to cut down on your dinner, or cut down on the food which you love and crave for, like a very fried stuff is something which bhajiyas that I'm liking. It's not that you can't eat it, but every day if I'm doing it, I will be very difficult for me when I start cutting it down first day. But replacing it into a baked items, or replacing it into an item which is lighter on your tummy for first few days will be very difficult, but later on you will get habituated to it because the system will get habituated to it. And that's how a new learning can happen. Anything that helps you grow further, moves you further ahead, will always be a challenge in the beginning. But the result is awesome because it gets you the one you and the person you want to become. You cannot become what you want to be unless you give yourself a chance to be what you want to be. And that's how a learning can happen. New learning, if you go to anything which you want to learn, understand, you have to keep your box empty. Then you can learn everything. And then later on, you can pick and choose what's working for you and how you can accommodate yourself into to a space where old and new exist together. But important is something which are not working now will get extinguished, and you really have to not attach yourself to that so much that it becomes uncomfortable for you. Hope I could give you some idea about how you can unlearn things which are not helping you consciously by overwhelming yourself with a new habit pattern, and you'll see yourself very easily getting adjusted to everything around you. Saying so, thank you. I hope this video was has put some value to your life. If anything, do comment on the comment section, and see you again. Stay tuned. Thank you for listening to me.